Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel. If you are new, for those of you who have subscribed to the channel, it is great to be back. It's great to be seeing you. Hello, Happy New Year, and much love for February. I had to take a little bit of a break, so thank you for your patience. I booked a lot of different people for healing sessions, light language sessions, to help people to really be free from the lower past, be disconnected and more aligned, help with bloodlines, with ancestral types of clearings. So it's been a very, very busy January. So thank you again. In today's video, we of course are going to be talking about love. Okay, this is the month of love, right? It's February, Valentine's Day. I want to help you guys to understand where you may be blocking yourselves. Are you blocking yourself with love? It's important to understand if you are and what we can do to shift that energy. Because some people remain stuck, right? And a lot of what I do, a lot of the healings that I do, a lot of the even reading work that I do is really zeroing in on where somebody is stuck. Where somebody is stuck. Are you stuck? What are those details? How can we be unstuck? Are we just perceiving ourselves as stuck? Right? And a lot of times that is what the truth is. Someone's perceiving themselves as stuck. People have blockages and it doesn't allow love to come in. Like someone has that desire that they want to experience love, and they're not understanding the full scope of love, and they're looking for it outside of themselves. The two things that I really want to talk about today, which are really, really important in regards to love, are number one, labels, getting attached to labels, and number two, the ways in which we place guards or covers, right? We're building a brick wall, a fortress around our heart, and nothing in, nothing out, right? And a lot of people do that. And let's first talk about the labels, though. The labels. Now, for a lot of you who watch my channel, a lot of you connect with twin flame, right? That's the label twin flame. And people have seen this as the twin flame journey, and many people have missed the point of that it's the Ascension journey, but people are having the twin flame experience. When someone first wakes up to the twin flame journey, they're searching, right? They're looking all over the internet, they're looking up videos on YouTube about twin flame, and it's so much about the label twin flame. There are people out there that are asking, where's my twin flame? How do I attract my twin flame? When is my twin flame coming back? If it's not my twin flame, then I don't want anything else. The twin flame is the top of the crop. The twin flame is the most intense, the most incredible love, the most powerful love. Nothing else compares. It has to be twin flame. And a lot of people get trapped in that. And I definitely am a firm believer, and of course take whatever resonates and leave what doesn't, that as we have evolved on our journey, we've gone through certain lessons on the journey, we start understanding just how much less the label means and how much damage it can actually cause. So just some things to think about here. Some people will, here's an example, they have a twin flame and their twin flame is in this very dark place, very toxic, and the other person perhaps is tolerating a lot of the toxic behavior. They keep making excuses for the behavior. They're waiting because it's my twin flame. The twin flame may be taking advantage of the other person. The other person has not realized about boundaries and self-love yet. So they're tolerating it and taking it because it's my twin flame. And it's the greatest love ever. And nothing else compares. And I don't want to be open to anything else. And if I can just kind of help you to think about this a little bit, it's so much about, let's put it this way, there's so much about connection that we're all still continuously learning about connection, right? There's all different types, there's all different dynamics of connection. There's all different ways of us to experience on this planet giving and receiving love, right? Some people will continue on with the twin flame experience, and they will go into perhaps a relationship, perhaps. That relationship will still look very, very different from what the 3D paradigm has taught. But for many, it may not. Is that not okay? For some people, it's not okay. I was awakened to the twin flame. Twin flame is what I know. Twin flame is what I'm attached to. Twin flame is what it needs to be because nothing else is going to compare to that. And I can't go in that direction. I'm not open to that direction. I can't feel that direction. I can't be authentic in that connection with someone else. And that's it. And it's someone that is usually just very, very stuck on labels, very stuck on the fact that it has to go in that particular direction into a romantic, what we would perceive as a romantic relationship. And that's where the twin flame journey is going. But if I can open your mind for a moment and have you understand, it's the ascension journey, and you're having the twin flame experience to awaken you, to transform you, to help you understand love. But it doesn't necessarily mean that that partner is going to be the right match for you. There are many different avenues for us to experience divine connection, sacred connection. So if you're getting a little stuck with the twin flame labeling, perhaps you're exhausted by it, you're still waiting, you're still putting up with bad behavior, or you're just over-focused. You could be just over-focused too. There's all different scenarios. You could be just over-focused and not paying attention to your own emotional needs enough, not going into your own inner healing enough because there's too much focus on the twin flame. Then, the labeling could be very damaging. It certainly can. I know a lot of people out there are stirring the pot with everyone's talking about twin flame, right? So it's becoming almost trendy, right? Which is very strange. But think about it, though. The twin flame experience is really helping you, if you resonate with that, to understand the fact that you are love and you have had blocks to love. And that's where the shadow work comes in. Your twin flame helps to trigger that experience. Your counterpart, right? That particular soul experience helps to trigger your worst shadows. It helps you to understand where you have not loved yourself enough, where you thought you couldn't, where you thought you shouldn't, where you've had lots of trauma from the past, not only in this lifetime, but other lifetimes as well. And the twin flame experience within the ascension journey really helps people to understand that. But we have many different soulmates. We have many different connections. And people get very caught up in comparing apples and oranges. This is better than that. The ego does that. This is better than that. Can't have that, it's got to be that. Well, I was opened up to that, and the universe opened me up to that, so it has to be that, and that has to be the way I feel it needs to be, and it may not be. So it's to really to be really open and really flexible is really, really important with connection. If some of you are there with that or are not there with that, this is certainly not putting down the twin flame journey in the way that some people will have that experience with the relationship, other people may not. And I don't want people to feel like, I failed. I didn't do enough clearing. I didn't do enough healing. I didn't do this and that. My twin flame now is married. My twin flame is happy with someone else, or my twin flame is deciding to ignore or to reject their own healing. I don't understand what I did wrong. And a lot of times the divine feminine is thinking to themselves, oh my gosh, I must have failed at this. Or there might be information out there saying, oh, the divine feminine, you didn't do things right. You didn't heal enough. You didn't do it right. You didn't go to enough healers. You didn't do enough meditations. You didn't do enough violet flame. You messed up. It's not a relationship. That's what I mean when I'm talking about twin flame journey, and I'm talking about attachment to labels. We have to understand at this point with the collective that it is an experience. Okay? And it's not good to get attached to labels at all. Right? Labels are so limiting. They really are. They're so limiting. Words, human words, are so limiting. And I've gotten to understand that. Probably some of you have gotten to understand that as well when we use light language, of just how limiting words can be. They don't express enough. They can't communicate really enough. So it's really, if we can be more open to love and more open to connection, more open to making healthy choices for ourselves, if we can be more open to how love is going to present itself, it's just going to be such a healthier way of navigating the ascension journey, because that's truly what this is about. It's about the ascension. It's about your ascension. So I hope that message was helpful. Okay, in case anyone is struggling with that, and some of you out there may be struggling with making that healthy decision of just detaching completely from the twin flame and really just knowing, okay, I'm making this healthier choice for myself and it feels good to do that. You know, you may be struggling with that. Maybe you don't know it's going to feel better for you. Maybe it's because you're still very much attached to that. So all of this has, of course, meaning. All of it has meaning. And all of this has to do with the ways in which we've blocked ourselves when it comes to love. And many of us, when we have disappointment, when we have pain, when things don't work out with a partner, when we feel we're not good enough, we're not deserving of love, we're not valuable enough, when we go through things, that's when we start doing this, and we are not open. Our hearts are not open. We're not open to other options. We're not open to other possibilities. We're not open to taking a leap of faith when it comes to love. We're not open to receiving it if someone also makes a gesture towards us. We're not open to feeling our emotions. We're not open to expressing them, because there have been things in the past which have been really hard, really painful. And so people end up doing that, putting the heart guard on. Right? And that's a rough one, and it comes up when the twin flame experience, of course, that certainly comes up. That's certainly mirrored as a shadow aspect. And we put those guards up because we've gone through a lot of rejection. We've gone through a lot of abandonment. We've gone through those things. I definitely work with people who have had this happen. It's very common. And family issues come up a lot with this. where there's been rejection, abandonment, and neglect within the mother, father, parent connection. And it causes the child to feel not good enough, not worthy enough, not being able to express, being afraid to be judged. And when we go through that kind of experience, we're not loving ourselves, right? We're not. And we end up attracting situations, we attract partners that mirror that. Perhaps a narcissist comes along, someone that's controlling, someone that has some kind of maybe a drug addiction or alcohol addiction or sex addiction, or it could be any kind of a very toxic pattern or behavior, because that kind of stuff comes from also going through a lot of trauma and feeling rejected and abandoned and not good enough, right? Not worthy enough, not deserving of love, not worthy of love, rejecting the flaws, rejecting the imperfections, not wanting anyone to see any of that, right? So we cover ourselves up, we cover it up, we put the heart guard on, It's so important to go within and to really work on yourself. So that true desire to have that soul partnership, that divine partnership, that sacred partnership, no matter what you want to call it, as far as labeling, it doesn't matter. But we all have that desire to really have that deep connection, really have that honest, pure connection, really be comfortable, really be seen, really be touched. We all really desire that, right? And that's natural. But in order for us to truly be on that level, on that vibrational level, to really pull that in, we have to work on ourselves, right? So feeling your emotions out, really connecting with the parts that you feel maybe shameful about, dealing with the parts where you feel not good enough or not worthy enough or not valuable enough or not deserving enough, and exploring that and allowing forgiveness to really come in, really shifts these things. It really does. Love, forgiveness, connecting with yourself, giving yourself that time. It's going to be so important to take that retreat time for yourself. It's going to be completely worth it. And when the right person comes along and matches you, whether they're twin flame or not, there could be someone else in your soul group. There are many surprises on the Ascension journey. And some people are just blocking themselves off and they don't want to be open to that. Now, this is what it is. This is what I'm attached to. This is what it needs to do. This is where it needs to go. But I'm telling you, that is not where we're going with the collective. It's not. And I say that because we are coming into a space where we're coming into oneness. We're coming into really opening the heart and allowing for love and allowing the unfolding and being present in our journey and surrendering to what is best, what we're meant to learn and who we're meant to learn it with. And when we, going through the heart guards and going through the labeling, these are the shadows. These are the shadows. This is what's sabotaging our own self-love. And it's sabotaging matching someone where it's that higher match, not that toxic lower match, but that higher match where we can have sacred partnership with. And you'll feel it. You will feel it. For some people who are attached to labels, no, I'm not going to feel it like that because nothing compares to that. And there goes the ego again. But let me tell you, if you resonate with it, you're going to feel it through and through. You're going to feel it. You're not going to have to settle. A lot of people are going to settle. If it's not the twin flame, then I am just settling till twin flame comes along. We are definitely moving through all of that lower stuff, the lower programming of love, relationship, intimacy. and we are definitely going into higher ground, which is really amazing. So this is really a time to go within and work on yourself. Of course, it always is. But I'm also really receiving this too from Archangel Chamuel, that this is also a time to not be afraid to express love. Do not be afraid to honestly express what's on your heart, express who you are, okay, imperfections and all. You know, being honest and allowing yourself to be seen is the best way of really engaging in a higher connection, right? Allowing a higher connection to take shape and form. And to stay, of course, really very, very present. Very, very present in your life. And know that you are the love. Know that you are the love, that you're not without it. People are afraid to be alone. They're afraid, I'm without love. It's all rejection, abandonment. It's all neglect. It's all trauma from the past. It's all an illusion. You are never without love. You are love. And when you are love, then you start pulling in more love. And whoever is the correct match for you to match that love, where you can feel it and it's harmonious and it's beautiful, nothing's perfect, but it's not going to be a disappointment. It's not going to be a disappointment. It's not going to be settling. So who cares about the labels? Who cares about the labels? Do we need the labels anymore, guys? Do we really need the labels anymore? Because we are moving through that. We are transforming that. We're transforming the ego, where we're coming into more of that oneness and that understanding of love and connection. And we're only going to be evolving and evolving with that. So it's 2211. This is a long video, but 2211. I'm keeping that as a synchronicity. I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you will be kind to yourself. I hope that you will be loving to yourself. I hope that you will be patient with yourself and patient for the right match, the right person. Right? And please know that you're exactly where you need to be. Okay? I hope this message really activated something within your heart space. I truly do. I love all of you guys. Brightest blessings, and I will see you all very soon. Take care. Bye-bye. The heart in the darkness is born the light.